Hi everyone, Joni Hansen, also known as That Girl Joni. Those of you who don't know me, I am a psychotherapist. I have been working in this field for, oh my goodness, almost 20 years now. Passion for helping people. And disclosure, my videos are not meant to be replacing therapy or therapeutic. If you need those resources, feel free to reach out and ask me for some resources, or you can call your local agency to find a therapist or a doctor if you need one. Today's message, oh, it's from my heart. Well, all my messages really are either from my heart, life experiences, or education, and now many years of working with so many precious people. But today's message is near and dear to my heart, and this is about family dynamics and the impact that it can have upon us growing up and as adults. So growing up real quick, and I love all my parents, very grateful to still have them here and that they're doing well. But my parents, my mom and dad divorced when I was only 5 years old, and I have an older sister. And we were, the way I like to put it, felt like we were shoved back and forth between families and just at times felt like a war zone. And the families are really completely different in how they, operate, which is the way it is for everybody, right? But growing up with different sets of rules and lifestyles and all kinds of stuff caused a lot of hurts and different traumas that happened along the way, and abandonment issues and fears and anxiety. And I was super, super shy. I think one was from some abuse that I had suffered from a relative and then also a babysitter. But um, point being, so my mom remarried, and I'm really grateful. Again, I have my biological dad that I just love and appreciate, um, that he's my dad, and my dad from my mom remarrying, he's also my dad, and I love and appreciate him and the things that I've learned from him. Now, all three of them, my mom and both my dads, they were pretty young when my parents were young when they had me, and then my mom and my other dad, they were only 25 when they got married. So I'm sure it had to have been hard, like not only a remarriage back in the days when divorce was very embarrassing and shameful, and um, you just don't talk about it, right? And it was instant family for my other dad. Like, here you go, you have a wife and a 7 year old and a 5 year old. And a few years later, they had my my baby brother, and a year later, my baby sister. And it's really wonderful. My youngest sister, and I talk frequently now, and we really are blessed to be best friends. But growing up, we did not get to have the relationship that we should have had because I was going back and forth between households. I did not know until actually this year. My poor baby sister, I knew she'd cry when we'd have to be dropped off, but it wasn't, uh, instead of getting comfort, she'd get in trouble for crying and whining. And my parents didn't probably understand what was going on or know how to explain it to her in a way that would have been helpful. And I didn't have a clue because I just felt, oh my gosh, dealing with my dad is an alcoholic, and he went through a few other marriages along the way. He was gone a lot, out partying, and sometimes I did go without food and would be afraid at night, like, oh my gosh, is somebody breaking in the house and all this stuff. So I was living in a state of hypervigilance and also some trauma. And when I go visit my mom and my other dad, I felt welcomed. I knew they were happy to see me, and I was always, always have been, and always will be happy to see my little brother and sister. They're very precious to me. But I never felt like I fit into either side of the family. I felt like the black sheep of the family and left out from many things. And um, it's such a blessing. I give God the glory. God is healing and restoring and giving back so many beautiful blessings in my life that was stolen and robbed from me. And one of them is my relationship with my little sister. We have been, we would go long periods of time without talking. We'd always got along and everything, but we both had our own hurts and wounds and traumas that weren't from each other, but we didn't get to grow up with that healthy connection of, what does it mean to be a sister in the sense of having this great close relationship. And we both had a heart's desire for that, along with a healthy best friend. And we both have friends and acquaintances. And I had my best female friend that unfortunately passed away early 2020. And we had been friends for many decades. So that was really hard. But long story short, praying, for healing and restoration, and both of us not knowing until actually very recent that we were both praying the same thing, and wanting to know, like, what would it be like to have this super close relationship with your sister. And um, anyway, I'm happy to say my sister and I, my youngest sister and I, we talk daily pretty much and many times a day, and we are just so abundantly blessed with each other, and we're like, this is so wonderful. Neither one of us like being on the phone, so we do these messages back and forth that work for us, and neither one of us feel judged by each other. We can share very openly and transparently, and we can encourage each other, we can pray together, we can laugh together, we can share our ideas. It's such a blessing. So, the message today, while I'm sharing my personal journey and experience, is to not lose hope or lose sight of being able to create better in your life. And it starts with us being real with ourselves, learning. Ideally, not just because I'm a therapist, I really do believe the value in a good, healthy therapist. There's some wonderful ones out there, and there's some that I wouldn't refer people to. But point being is, it is so invaluable to have your own, it's just priceless to have your own healing, so you don't have to live out of separation, division, um, pushing people away, fears, all those things that don't belong to us, that maybe were taken away from us when we're children. We don't get control over how we're raised or where we're growing up or what we hear and see, and we don't realize how much that impacts how we play out our lives as adults until we reach out and allow, number one, God to come in and heal, shine light on things so that you can create your beautiful designer life that matches with how you were meant to be and who you were meant to be. So, just a shout out to both my sisters. I have an older sister. I may share a video about that at some point. Love her and appreciate her. I know that she protected me from probably more things than I'm even aware of, and I'm so grateful for that. And to my little sister, Kimberly, who also, she does some amazing videos, her adventures. She also has fibromyalgia and some health issues, so she's got a whole video series on that as well. So, and forgive me, Kimberly, if I say this wrong, but I believe you'll find her under the Adventures of Nana and Papa. And she can put a little tagline under my video too, to send you that way if you're interested in any of that. It's pretty amazing, and it's part of celebrating the uniqueness in each precious person and how we see things and what's important to us, and just really allowing people to be who they were meant to be. And I'm so grateful, So grateful for all my blessings and grateful for the healing that's taking place between my sister and I and all the wonderful things that we get to share together now where boy we went uh well, we went many decades without being able to do that. So it's just wonderful to see how new things can blossom and be created when we strip away the old things that don't belong to us. Until next time and always, much love and blessings, Joni Hanson.